Hello, hello, Emanuela. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Good evening, everyone. Um, you are welcome to the Introduction to Web Development series being held by blockchainunn. This is the second cohort of this series, and today we will be discussing basic HTML5. Last week we did introduction to Git and GitHub, and it is believed that if you are a part of our community, you should have a good grasp of that by now. So, but today we'll be going into HTML and HTML5, and it's good to have you here today. Please, as you join in, ensure to come in and join us, and we'll be kicking off once it's 40 p.m. Apologies for the delay, and we'll kick off once it's 8:40 p.m. As usual, please invite your friends. Today we'll be having Ifoma and Obona Simeon, who will be taking us through the basics of HTML. As you well know, HTML is one of the core technologies that you need if you want to be a web developer. HTML is a must have, is a must know. It's a skill that you must be very good at, because basically it's the basic of web, right? So, and today we'll be doing that, and we have Ifoma and Simeon to guide us through that. My name is Emanuela, and I am the assistant dev community lead at blockchainunn. Once again, it's a pleasure to have you here, and enjoy some music while we wait for 8:40 p.m. so that we'll kick off. Within that time frame, I expect you to be inviting your friends and everyone to join us and enjoy. All right, guys. It's 8:40 p.m. and we have to kick off as promised. Once again, as the session progresses, share the link and invite your friends. Like I said earlier, my name is Emanuela Aguenu. I'm the Assistant Dev Community Lead at blockchainunn. And tonight we'll be having Ifoma and Simeon, who will be teaching us the basics of HTML and semantic HTML. So to kickstart this session, I will be inviting Ifoma up to take the first part of the first segment of this session, and when she's done, Simeon will take over. So Ifoma, are you there? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you. Let me connect my system. I can hear you. Good evening,
All
guys.
right, all
Sorry, let me
right.
just. Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay, so while we wait for Ifoma to connect her system, let me just do a quick introduction. Ifoma is a front end web developer, a member of the blockchain UNN developer community. Stilo Code 2, Simeon is also a front end web developer and also a member of the blockchain UNN developer community. And tonight they are going to be sharing with us what they know so far, what they've seen work for them, what they practicalize, and we can just learn from them and aspire to be like them. All right. So while the introductions are going on, if you're not subscribed to our channel, this is a good time for you to do that. You should be subscribed to the Blockchain UNN YouTube channel, because most of our sessions, like happen here. And when it's not happening here, it's happening on Twitter Spaces. But for now, for the time being, most of our sessions will be running on YouTube, at least for this month. So you should definitely be subscribed to our channel, and not just subscribe, but turn on post notifications, all right? So that whenever we post new content, even if you aren't part of the, or if you were not a part of the live stream, you can always be notified that Blockchain UNN has a new content up, and you can go and watch and learn from us. So you should definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on post notifications. Okay, informal screen is coming up, and we'll be getting started soon. All right, so um okay, okay,
So,
all right, so Ifoma, your screen is up. Can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you.
All right, okay, so you have the floor now.
All right. Good evening, guys. Okay. Sorry for the delay, network issue and all. Okay. Okay, sorry. Let me fix this. Okay. Sorry. We'll be starting with today's table of content. That's basic structures of HTML. HTML basics. Um. Okay. I'll be taking the first three topics, and my colleague Ebuka will be taking the last three topics. Okay, what is HTML? Sorry, can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Manuela? Hello, can you hear me, Manuela?
Yes, yes, I can hear you. Guys, also, if you can hear Ifoma, please kindly drop in the chat that you can hear her, so that we confirm that it's not just us in the studio hearing ourselves.
Can I go on?
Yeah, you can go on. But guys, if you can hear her, kindly drop it in the chat. drop a comment in the chat so that we can know that you can hear us. Just type in the chat box, I can hear you. Okay, I just got a message from Alex. So that means we're being heard. Informa, I think you can go on.
Okay, HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. We all know that HTML is not a programming language, right? It's a markup language. And HTML is the standard language for creating web page. That is the skeleton of any web page, that's website you see online. HTML is the skeleton of it. And with HTML, we can design the structure of a web page. And it consists of series of elements, which we're going to discuss about it down like when we go further. And HTML also tells the browser how to display the content, how you want the content to be. That's when Semantic comes in. And HTML to element label pieces of content, such as this is the heading. It will tell the computer, okay, this is the heading, this is the paragraph, and this is the link of your table of content. And okay, what makes up an HTML document? We have the tags, we have the document structure, that's we have the HTML tag, and the HTML tag, before the HTML tag, we have doc type. That's before the HTML tag, we have the doc type. We have after the HTML tag, we have the head tag, we have the title tag, which is inside the HTML tag, and also have the body tag, which is that after the HTML, after the head tag. Okay, sorry, I have a few minutes, so I have to like kind of rush because I've wasted time already. Okay, with this aid of this diagram, this is the, can you see my cursor? This is the doc tab. This is the HTML. I call HTML tag the mother tag, because that's where that's where you see the header, everything. That's the header, the body of your web page is going to appear inside the HTML tag. And here, okay, this other picture, you see that in the header we have the title tag. The title is inside the header, and whatever is in the header will not be displayed on your web page, but it's going to anything you put here that's in your title tag, you're going to see it on the what, on the browser. That's where it's going to go to. And anything you put on the body is going to display on your web page. That's where we also have the footer and the rest. Okay, this extends more. Okay, this is the HTML head. In the head, we have the title tag, we have the style tag, we have the base tag, we have the link tag, we have the meta tag, we have the script tag. And also we can get the script tag down. That's this for HTML. You can also this for JavaScript. You can also have the script sound and script tag down that body of the HTML. That's after writing your code. Okay, this is the body. This one now here is the body. Can you guys hear me? Emmanuel, can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. And I think they can hear you too.
I just want to confirm. Okay,
Yeah.
this other picture, this is what? This is everything in the body. We have header. Sorry. Let me go back. Sorry. No, sorry. Okay, I don't know what's wrong. Let me. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Let me go back. Okay, I was explaining before it went off. I was trying to. Okay. Okay, I was trying to explain that in the header, in the body, body tag, we have the header, and we also have the and we have header, we have head, and we have heading. I was explaining the difference of these three stuff, but later on though. Okay, the header, this where you put that's the your navigation tag, that's where to go to. Even your introductory code, that's where to go to. We have the section. We also have the div, but the div is not here. We have the section. This is where you see we have the section, we have the nav, we have the sidebar, and also have the footer. Okay, this will make sense more when Sloco will talk about semantic of HTML styling. Okay, next page. Okay, this is the difference. Okay, this is the difference between header and the heading, because people usually get confused. be like, okay, is head not the same thing with header? Is head not the same thing with heading? Okay, this is the difference here. The difference is that the head tag is a container for that's metadata, and metadata are data about data. This is where you see your links. That if your fonts link, that's font awesome links. Your what's it called again? Your font links to, that's where it to go to, and even your script tag, your style sheet, that's your CSS tag. It will go to the head. Why the header? The header is a systematic container which is used for where you put your content. Okay, as I said before, it's navigational in nature, and your also the introductory part of your code to go to the header. Okay, the heading. Heading represents the heading, that's the subject of a page. And again, you have to go from H1 down to H6, because you can't just like start from H2 without taking up H1. You have to go that's assembly order. Yeah, I think I'm right. Okay, the next one. I don't know if you guys understand. Okay, let me continue though. The next one is HTML building blocks. We have three building blocks of HTML. That's the tags, the attributes, and the elements. What is a tag? An HTML tag surrounds the container. And HTML tags, they have opening, all tags has a corresponding closing tag. That's all opening tag have a corresponding closing tags. Not really all though. We have some that they are self closing tags. That's, we call them void tags. You get, just like brackets, image. Sorry, not really brackets. Sorry, BR. That's break tag. The self closing tag. Image is a self closing tag. I think I have list of them down. Okay, attributes. An attribute in HTML provides extra information about an element. Just like if you have that in your image tag, we also have alt, and in that alt, what will go in alt will be like, what to be explaining the image in case the image will not display. To be like, okay, so and so people are supposed to be here, but it's not here due to sorry, you can't see my screen. Hello, Emanuela. Hello, can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
But you can see my screen, I think. Can you see my screen?
No, your screen just disappeared. I think you stopped
It's
sharing.
I'm on network. Central went wrong. You should have called
Okay.
me. I just my phone. I just like I'm not sharing again. I'm on network. Sorry, I have to continue because I can't. I've wasted enough time already. I've wasted enough time, and I would like to use this mic. I don't know what's happening.
Can you try to like set it up again on your computer?
Sure, just that I've wasted time already. I don't want to take you guys. Okay, let me just do it again. Our network though, it's network. Sorry, hope I'm not fast, right? Because I feel like I talk so fast. Hope I'm not fast.
Guys, kindly drop feedback in the chat.
Let
In
me
the
know if I.
comments if you is if the pace is okay, or does she need to slow down a little bit. If somebody is asking if you will share the documents later.
Sure. I'll give it that later. Sure.
All right. So guys, it will be shared later on the group chat. So okay, I think I see your computer coming up.
Okay, I'm not fast, right?
Um, okay, someone said you're a bit fast, so you may just need to slow it down a little bit.
All right. Sorry, guys. Can you see my screen now? No, not yet.
No, not yet. I don't think you're sharing yet.
I'm sharing my screen. Good. Okay.
Wait, give me a minute. Can you try to share again?
Yeah, I'm doing that. It's not coming up.
Okay, I can see it.
I see it.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. That means I have to slow down, right?
Yeah, a
Okay.
little bit.
Okay. Attribute, right? Attributes give meaning to your it gives meaning to your tags. Just like we have image tag, as I was explaining before network interrupted. We have alt, and in that alt you put in Okay, like if I want to display this image right here now, and I don't know, maybe network issue, and the image HTML building block supposed to be here. You get, that's the work of an attribute. It gives meaning to your tag. And again, we have elements. And element is the whole, like both the tag, the attribute, the content. That's your element. You get the tags, that's both opening and closing tag, both the attributes, that's the value or the name of your whatever you gave to the attribute, and again the content there that the tag carries, everything there, that's what we call elements. I think I explained that further down. Okay. Okay, these common HTML tags. We have HTML meta tags. That's the tag you find that's that's the meta at the head of the at the head, sorry. That's the tag you find at the head. See it here: title, link, meta, and style. Doc is a tag on its own. So doc is up. You get, okay, this HTML text tag. If you want to use text, this P stands for paragraph. This H1, H2, H3. I explained this thing. Yeah, I explained this thing before. That's heading tags from H1 to H6. It starts from 1 and it ends at 6. We have strong tag. That's if you want to make it bold. And we have that's that's for Italian, yeah, italics. Yeah. We have address tags. This quotation tag. We use this one in JavaScript. And again, break tag. If you want to break the line, if you want to break a line, you just use this break tag to break the line for you. And we have link tags. We have a tag that's for link, and we also have base tag for link. Okay, link tag is two here. Wow. Okay, these image and object tag. This is the image tag, this is the area, and this is map. Okay, and this one we have list tag. I think Siloko will also talk about tables down, so he's going to come up with this one. This list tag, UL means for unordered list. We have OL for order lists, and this LI is list item. This DL, this DL, this DT, and we have DD. Sorry, we have a lot of these. Just that if you go to the Brit 3 school, you see a whole lot of them. Just that if I start putting them all here, I don't think I will be able to explain everything because it's quite much. Okay, I think I brought some up here. Okay, this B tag, it defines bold. Okay, and we have B for bold. I also have strong for bold. But it's like, okay, I didn't really write it down here. But difference between B and strong, I don't think they have any difference. But the thing there is that strong is more like a semantic HTML tag. You get, so it's better for you to use strong than for you to use bold. You get, it's advisable for you to use strong and for you to use bold. And again, this I tag, I also said about this it's a italic tag. That's for where is it here? See it here for EM. EM is also italic tag. Where is it? EM is also italic tag, but it's preferred for you to use EM than for you to use I. And this U tag, that's underline, front underline your tag. This sub, that's to subscribe text, that defines subscribe text. This sub, and this BR. I think I explained all this stuff. This font, this UL, that's on other list. This LI for other lists. That is the outcome of it. You get, okay, as you can see, this bold is written in between this B tag. And if you look at the result text, you see that, sorry, network, this thing don't really go to the next. Emanuela, hello, can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Why is my
I
screen
can
not
hear
moving? I
you.
don't.
Your screen is showing common HTML5 tags. Is that where you are?
That's not where I'm. Like, I've moved to the next one. God, this is so funny. Why is this? Oh God, I've moved to the next one. I don't know why.
Wow.
I'm still connected, so I don't know why.
Yeah.
I have to continue because I don't know what's wrong with this. More village people, sha, but God pass them. Let me just continue, sha. I wish you can see this. My I don't know why it's
Oh,
not showing. Oh God, it's not showing. I have to
Okay.
rejoin. That means I have to disconnect because I need them to be seeing my screen.
All right. You know what you do? Just run through what you have left. And then I guess Simon can show them when he's taking the practical part.
Yeah, yeah, okay, it's better. Let me try sharing it. That's true, that's true. They will now see the practical part of it. That's true. Okay, can you see my screen now? No. Is it coming up? Imagala, it's coming up.
Yeah, yeah, your screen is showing.
Huh, it's showing like after 2 minutes. Oh gosh, yeah. Okay,
Yeah, your screen
this is
is showing common HTML5 elements.
yeah, that's the next
Block
one.
level elements. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, this HTML that's common HTML elements. We have I think we have four. Yeah, four, but this is the most used ones. Why am I hearing myself? I don't know. Okay, we have four of it, but these are the important ones. The two other ones, the other one is empty elements. That's for BR. Yeah, that's for break tag, and the other one I forgotten though. Okay, this is the two one we use. That's the block level element and the inline element. Okay, block element, there are those structure that the main part of that they contain the main part of your web page by dividing your content into blocks. Okay, like this ones now, just like your pick. Okay, okay, pick out the example down here. Say, just like your div, there are elements that you can't really use them inside another tag. I don't know if I'm making sense. Okay, just like this A now. If I want to okay, this like address now. If I want to send you the link to my address, I'll just use this A tag inside this div. You get, but I can't use div inside this A tag. But I'm going to use this A tag inside this div because they are inline elements. Just like this spam. Where is it? I think there's spam here. Just like this spam here now. If I want to okay, I want to I want to make this HTML. Okay, this guy is going to explain it for them. Okay, he's going to show them the practical part, but let me just explain. If I want to make this H plus that HTML5, if I want to change the color of it without changing the others, I can use this spam. I'll just put this HTML5 inside this spam, and I'll go to my CSS. I'll style it. Is the only side is going to reflect to it's going to reflect on this HTML5. You get, the rest are not going to be affected by it because I use this spam towards I use this inline element for it. We also have input that's for your tables and I think what's it called again? For your table and yeah, for your tables. Okay, what's it now? What's it now? Sorry. Sorry. I think I'll go to the next one because I don't know what's wrong with this stuff. Sorry guys. Okay, this HTML attribute. Sorry, I'm rushing because Emmanuel gave me time, so I have to finish before 9:15. So these HTML attributes. All okay. This I brought out these four main points. So I used to at least you understand HTML attribute very well with these 4 points. Okay, all HTML elements can have attributes. Again, attributes provide additional information, as I said earlier, about an element. So I just like that image tag I use. If you want to explain more about that image, you can use the alt there. You explain more about that image. We have so many of them. Okay, attributes are always specific in the start. Okay. So it's specified in the start tag. Where you see the attribute, always on the word start tag, that's opening tag, not on the closing tag. You understand? You always have the our attribute on the words on the opening tag. And again, attributes usually come that they come in name or value. That appears like name equals to value. I also have class. You have different that is ID and the rest. Okay, the next one is okay. This explain further, I think. Okay, this one. Okay. Look at it here now. Attributes. This stuff here now, this n, okay, provide additional information about HTML elements. Place within no now. my screen. I'll stop sharing again. Jesus Christ. Ah, I'm so sorry, guys.
Um,
I'm almost done. I'm almost done. Sorry.
o-
Let me try it again. I'm almost done. I'm
okay.
almost.
Do you think you can? Do you think you can run through what you have? Like just try to talk about it, and then Simeon can take over and visualize it.
Sure, but I would like them to, like this. The remaining ones, they just like an image you get, so it will explain more better. So please, I'll join. Don't worry, I'll be done before nine
Okay.
9:15.
All right. I guess.
I think I'm sharing my screen now. It's coming up.
It's not obvious.
Is it coming up? Yeah, it's up.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry guys, I need to use glow, but I don't know why I never thought the fluctuation. Okay, as I was saying, it provides additional information about HTML elements. That's the attributes. Okay, you place it within the opening tag and you pair it to the value. That the value is okay, look at it here now. This lang here now, this is your attribute. The value here is the NE. Okay, look at this method now. This chesed now, this your attribute. The value now, the value in it is this stuff written there. That's UTF-8. That's the value. See, okay, this one is a p tag. That's paragraph. The class there, that's your attribute. The information here is the value. And again, if okay, without you seeing this write up here, that's this content, you know that okay, yes, that this stuff here is talking about information. That's why we say that it gives additional information about the HTML elements. Okay, look at the image tag here. This SRC. Look, okay, without you seeing the image, you looking at this, you'll be like, okay, this is a logo, this is a logo image, this is a logo here. Get even though the thing will not come up, you like, okay, this logo is supposed to be here, but due to network or due to a broken link, the thing will not come up. The same thing goes for this bottle. This ID here is your attribute. This login here is the value you get. And this whole thing, this whole line here you're seeing here, that's your elements. That's from this p tag, on this opening p tag down to this closing p tag. That's your elements. And this p tag alone, with the close, this p tag alone, that's your what? That's your tag. I don't know if I'm making sense, yeah, but I believe I'm making sense. Okay, and this is the last slide, I think. Okay, I think this one explains more better. Okay, look at it here now. We have the tag name, this H1, that's the tag name. Attribute name, that's the class, that's attribute name. Attribute value, that's this primary here is the attribute value. And this example heading now, that's the content. As you can see here, they say, okay, this is the tag, this is the opening tag, this is the end tag. And this whole thing, as you can see, if you look at this arrow here now, this whole thing down here is your HTML elements. This whole thing here, this is your what? HTML elements. But this H1, that's your tag. This H1, this one here, and this one here, that's your tag. Why this class? This was your attribute. And this primary, this your attribute value. That's this primary here. I don't know if I'm making sense, yeah. But I think this is the end of my presentation, and I'll drop this stuff on the group chats. I'll drop it on the group chats. I think I'll update it more because I have a lot of stuff, but I have to cut it short due to the time and all. If I update it, I'm going to drop it to the group chat. Okay, I think thank you guys. Thank you for having me. Sorry for the network and all. I know there is glow, but I don't know what's up. Thank you for everything. And Silo code, please you can take off from here. I think I'm done.
All right. Ifama, thank you very much for that. Thank you so much. I don't know if you're ready, Simeon, so you take over from here. Can you hear us? Hi, Stiloko. Can you hear? Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah. Can you hear me now?
All right. Yes, I can hear you. Please, you can take over from here.
Okay, okay, okay. Guys, good evening. I'm Obunna Senior. Now I'll take you guys on semantic HTML forms and tables. Now, I'll start with semantic
Sorry,
HTML.
yeah,
Can you hear
sorry,
me?
Simeon. Yeah, could you try to speak up a little bit more?
Okay, okay. Can you hear me now?
All right, yeah, this is better. Yeah.
Okay. I said I'll start with semantic HTML. I would like to start with saying that there are some texts that are not intended to affect the structure of your web pages, but they do add extra information to the pages. They are known as semantic markups, or like I do like to call it semantic HTML. So browsers often display the contents of these elements in a different way, but most importantly, you should not use them to change the way your text looks. Always try to use them for their purpose, which is to describe the contents of your web pages accurately. Semantic HTML is not about performance, rather, it's about meaning. It's basically the study of meaning, just like the name implies. And I will give you guys example of such elements. Like let me share my screen now. Emanuela, I requested to share my screen now.
Okay. I'm waiting for you to come up.
I already requested.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it yet. Once it comes up, I will bring you up. All right. Okay.
Okay, okay, you can see it now,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
Okay, okay, okay. Let me create a new file here. Now have a new file. I'll try to make this less technical, as in I'll try to make it as basic as possible so everybody can grasp, even someone who's not written a code before. So as Ifeoma already explained, you can see the doc type, or this is let me say this is the template of a basic HTML5. This is I'm using VS Code. This is the template doc type, which explains what we are about writing. The lang attribute, which explains that we are using English. We are using English as our language. And now this is the head element. And whatever is in the if I'm already explained that whatever that is in head element doesn't appear in the browser. It explains the technicalities of what the contents of the page, but it doesn't appear in the browser. So I'll go over to the body now, and whatever we write in the body now, we can see in the browser. I would like to give examples of semantic HTML. Let me say semantic HTML elements. Number one, I would like to use the M element. If I'm already explained about inline and block level elements, and she said that block level elements always starts in a fresh line. They always start in a fresh line. But inline elements, you can use them in between lines, and they won't tamper the line, or let me say break the line. So let me use the M elements now to emphasize something. The M element, this allows you to indicate where emphasis should be placed on some selected words. And the M elements, it's always in italics. Now, let, now writing using the M element here, some persons might want to use it for making your letters italic form, and that is where semantic comes up. You should always use the element where it's supposed to be, as in use it where it's supposed to be used. That's why we call it semantic. As in, to portray the real meaning or the real description of that particular line or code you are writing. Let me give an example now. Let me say Let me give you a quote. Let me say a book. A book is an object seen in the classroom. Now, let me try to make this book. Let me try to make this book now. Let me try to lay emphasis on this book. I'll just add the M element. Now, let me say a screen reader is reading this text out for a blind. Now, it will tell that blind man that this that all this sentence now is trying to tell us about this book. That all emphasis on this sentence is on this book. Trying to say a book on emphasis is an object seen in the classroom. So this should portray that we are laying emphasis on this book. So another one might be, let me say, block quote, which indicates that a block of text is a quotation. Is a quotation. Let me use block quote now. Okay, block quote. Let me say Peter Obi is the most is the best candidate. Now, why a screen reader is reading out this sentence for a blind man, it will try to tell the blind man that this particular sentence or this particular line is a quotation. Is a quotation. It won't read it like other sentences or other letters in a paragraph element. It will lay emphasis and say that this particular line is a quote, as in so the blind man can understand. And as you guys already know that the reason for using these elements is so that other programs such as screen readers or search engines can use this extra information. For example, when a blind man is using a screen reader to read out a web page, the screen reader will make a comment that a particular text is an emphasis or that a particular text is a quote. So these are some of the reasons why we use these elements, and it makes our code semantic enough. And why writing our codes, we are always being told to make our codes semantic enough to portray the whatever elements we are using should portray the real or true meaning of those things we are writing. We should try as much as possible to use elements where it's supposed to be used. Like for example, if I mention strong and bold, we can say we can use strong now to indicate that the text has a strong importance, which is this is always shown in bold letters. Some persons might want to use bold elements, but using the bold element is not semantic enough. But using the bold element, it will bolden the text though, but when a screen reader is reading it out, it won't lay the emphasis that particular that particular sentence is important. But whenever you use the strong elements, it will tell the person reading it that this particular sentence is important, and that was why that's why it's bold. So let me. I think I should go live. Let me put live server so you guys can be seeing all this thing I'm writing. I don't know if you guys can still hear me, Manuela. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
guys,
Oh,
if you can hear him, Please drop in the chat box that you can hear him,
Uh,
so that
now,
let's be sure that it's not just me. I'm still looking. I think you're in the chat
let's
box.
let's continue. As you can see here, you see this block quote. The block quote I used there. P2B is the best candidate. You can see that the that it was indented. It was indented. What does that intention mean, or what does it show? It shows that this is a quotation, and every quotation is always indented. So when the screen reader is reading it out, it will tell that. Let me. Okay, let me use this one. Now see it here. P2B is the best candidate. It will, once a screen reader is reading it out, it will tell the viewer or the listener that this particular sentence is a block quote, that is a quotation, and that's why it was indented. Now look at the emphasis that we use, the M element, which we are trying to tell the people reading it that this all this sentence now was that this the book was what was emphasized. Look at the book now is in italics. I already said it that any whenever you use an M element, the particular letter or sentence inside that M element will come out in italics. Now, what else? Let's use cite. You know, cite elements. This is used to reference a person's work, such as a book, a movie. This can be used to indicate where the site is from, and this is always in italics also. But you know, cite elements should not be used for a person's name in HTML5. Though in HTML4 it was allowed. You can use cite element. Maybe you can say now, write a quote now, and now use cite element to write the person's name. Put the person's name inside the cite element. It was allowed in HTML4, but HTML5 doesn't support it. So let's talk about the definition also. It is used to indicate the defining instance of a term. The screen reader tells the blind that the paragraph is defining the term inside the definition element. Like for example now, let me give another example without definition. Let's say now what let's use a pen as an example. Say that the screen that tells the blind that the paragraph is defined term inside the definition element. Okay, no, a pen is a tool for writing. Now let's use the definition elements here now. DFN. You see, look at it now. It's now in italics. And now when the screen reader is reading this now, it will be telling the person that this sentence is defining this particular pen inside this definition element. So basically, this is what semantics is all about. We have a lot of other elements like the section element, which is used to depict the beginning of a new section while using the beginning of a new section. And while using a screen reader, it will notify the person that this is a new section. For example, now I can duplicate this now. Let me open a section element here. I'll have to copy everything here now inside the section place now. And as I have this section now, I will let me duplicate them. When a screen reader is reading this now, this particular thing now, once after reading here and reading here and reading here, it will now tell the person it's reading it for, that this is the beginning of a new section. Oh, that this one that it's already read is another section, and this one is beginning a new one. And after reading and while it's entering another section, which is here, it will also tell the person that it's reading it for, see, oh, that this particular that this particular place I'm reading now is the beginning of a new section. Oh. So you see that's semantic enough. That's semantic enough. And that's what we are always advised to do. Another example is a list. I know both UL or another list and other list should generally be used to group similar items. Though you can use lists to build up menus. This way, a screen reader for disabled people will know this. We know these list items are parts of the same menu level, so it will read them in sequence for a person to make choices. You can use a div for the grouping and a span for each item, then style each span to appear as a list item. But semantically, it's wrong. You should use a list to do so. While trying to while trying to group something that's supposed to be in a list, always try to use a list and not just. We all know that you can use a div for it, group them, then style them in CSS, and it will appear the same with a list. You can style it, but it's not correct. When a screen reader or some search engines might not, when a screen reader is reading it out to the blind, it won't define or describe that particular thing as a list, and some search engines doesn't understand it. So let's move ahead. And more reasons more reasons why we should make sure our HTML is semantic enough. It will make you get consistent results in different browsers. Also, mobile phones can switch to a numeric keyboard when they see a form input. For example, when you are typing codes in a form element now, and when you use the type equal to tell for phone numbers, when you are trying to use it on phone, the phone keyboard will automatically change the keyboard to numeric keyboard and bring out where you type out numbers instead of letters. For example, we all know like the screen lock of our Android phones. When you select a pin as your lock, and when your phone off and you put it on back, it will only bring out those numbers and it can never bring out the letters. That's one of the examples. Or let me say, while filling a form online now, and where you get to where you put your telephone number and you click it, you see that automatically your keyboard brings out your numeric numbers. That's 123420. So that's the meaning of semantics. It means that the code was very, very semantic. Also, screen readers for the blind can help them fill forms more easily if the logical sections are broken into field sets with one legend for each. Actually, we'll get to see field set and legend. That should be in forms. Actually, when people talk about a code being semantically correct, they are referring to the code that accurately describes something. Describes something. So the point is that HTML is a markup language which is about labeling things usefully. Semantic HTML is what all HTML should be: useful and meaningful labels. It means that you are calling something what it actually is. A classic example is that if something is a table, it should contain the table elements with the th, tr, td, t head, t foot, t body, all those elements, and not and to use that for and not using that for layout. it's not semantically correct. It means you are saying that this is a table, whereas it's not. So with this, I am let me say I'm some percent sure that you should understand what a semantic HTML is, using the correct elements where it's supposed to be used. I've given you some examples: blog quotes, definition, section, and others which I talked about. So always try, while writing your code, always try as much as possible to use the correct elements where it's supposed to be used. So with this now, I'll go into tables. I'll go into tables. Am I still being heard, Emanuela? Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, okay. So basically, a HTML table allows developers to arrange data into rows and columns, where each cell is defined by a TH or TD element. You can have as many rows as you like in a table, just make sure that the number of cells are the same in each row. Though by default, the text in a TH element are bold and centered, but you can change that with CSS. So these are, I will now list out the basic elements which we use in a table. Let me let me list them out now. Mm, I'll be putting them down here for you guys to see. Why before before coding out a table in HTML, you need to use the table element first. Table element that comes first in everything you are doing in a table. Everything comes inside the table element. Which after which after we have the tr, which is the table row. We have the th, which is the table header. We have the td, which is the table data. We have the t head. We have the t body. We have the t foot. Now, for example, let me say I'll try to write out a table now. After the table, we'll see the wait. I already I already made some table here. Yeah. Okay. After the table, we'll see the T head and the T body. Let me type it out. Let me type it out new so you guys can follow. You see the T head, T head and the T body. T body. We also have the T foot, but we don't. Most persons don't normally use it. Most persons don't normally use it. So let me make use of the T head and the T body. Now, after the table comes the T head and the T body. You know, in a table, we have the heading. Let me say, let me say we have something like in a table now. You have a stock, a stocks, a supermarket taking stock. Now, you see something like items, price. See something like items, price, quantity, color, production year, expiring date. All those things are the headers, and all those things will come under the T head element, inside the T head element. Whereas where the place you list out all that items you items, quality, quantity, unit price, production, color, all those things now, the real data now comes inside the T body. Just like here now, just like here you see the head element and you see the body element. That's almost the same thing with this one. The T head now, and inside the T head we have the TR, which is the table row, and inside the table row we now have the now have the TD, which is the table data. And each of the things we will write here must have a TD. This table row now, every row must start and end with a TR element. every row must start and end with the tr element. Then every cell in in those rows must start and end with a td element. Say td. I'll duplicate this into 5. Okay. Let me say items. The second one, quantity. The third one, unit price. Ah, what's wrong? Unit price. Next one, let me use production year. Then I'll just have 5 columns. The last one, column. Now you see all these things now: items, quantity, unit. Okay, no, let me comment these ones off so it won't confuse us. Uh, Now, this T head now shows that everything here is a head. Is a head. Now let's come to the T body. And remember, we said that every row in a table must start and end with a tr. So we start with a tr. Now every cell in that row must start and end with a td. Remember. So we will also duplicate this into 5. Now there is something I want to say. You see, these items, quantity, unit price, production year, and color, whatever that will come under the items, as you see here now, if you list this in serially now, or you number them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the item comes first. Whatever you are putting under the item must come first under all these things. Maybe I should duplicate this table row. Maybe I should duplicate it into, let me say, now let me say items now. I might say a sandals. A sandal. Remember, the sandal must come first because it's under the item, which came first here. So let me say sandals. Now we say quantity. Quantity. Let me say 24. Here you see anything we are writing here now. The sandal came under the items list. Came under the item. Reason being that we wrote it here first because the item came first. Now the 24 came under the quantity. See it here. The 24 came under the quantity. You still put a little style to, okay. Let me just add the style first here. Let me add the little style. Just to let me put border so you can understand it very well. Let me see. April. here. The table TD. See, I'll add the border. Oh shit. I say 2px solid black. Let me remove the let me remove the spacing. Spacing is 1.2 which is 16px. Okay, better. So now you can see it clearly now. Sound out for the unit price. Okay, let me say that the unit price is 14,500 naira. The production here, let's say it's 2021. Then the TD, the color, let me just say blue. Say blue. Now you see everything came under where it's supposed to be. Everything came where it's supposed to be. Well, if I duplicate it now,
Maximilian, can you hear me?
so this is basically this is basically what table is all about. Knowing when to use each and every element in the table. We have the, as you can see, we have the TR, we have the TD, we have the table, we have the T head, we have the T body. Knowing where to use each and every one of them. So that, and it's also
Maximilian, can you hear me? Sorry to interrupt. Can you hear me?
Emanuela. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, please. Someone said that the text is not visible, so I don't know if you can try to enlarge your font size a little bit so that it will be clearer on your VS Code.
Okay, on my VS Code.
Yeah, especially for people that are viewing from their phone, so that it will be easier for them to see.
I don't even know where to increase the font.
Settings, settings.
Uh,
The settings is down below your profile. Yeah, there. Settings.
my system there. Okay.
Yeah, so you just edit the font size. Maybe 16 or 20 should do. And then also you can zoom the output on your browser.
I already 18 now. I think it should be better now.
Okay, yeah, I think this is a little bit bigger. Yeah, please carry on.
Okay. Okay, you guys can see it now. Basically, this is this is majorly what table is all about. They want to use the T head, the T body. Remember, I said that every row, by every row, I mean that from here now down. Okay, wait, let me reduce the let me use 1 pixel solid so it will be that good enough. Okay. I omitted something. I omitted something. Actually, all these places that we have the TD, like in these headings, what it should be is TH, which depicts the table heading, and the TH is always in bold letters, depict that it's a header. Yeah. I just corrected it now. You can see that all these items, quantity, unit price, production year, color, is in bold letters. Is in bold letters, which means that it has the reason for that is because of this th. You can see the description. The th element represents a header cell in a table. In a table now, whenever you see the th, it represents a header cell. It describes what every other thing that comes under it is. Now you now know where to use the T head, everything in the TH will come inside the T head. The opening and closing tag of the T head, the T body, the T body starts. Everything from here below the TH, from here down. So everything from here down comes under the T body. Now everything from here comes under the T head. Comes out. You can now see the difference between T head and TH. T head is T head, but TH is table header. But this is table head. Table head, you can read it. The T head element represents the block of rows that consist of the column labels, which is the header. The T head, the block of cell. This from here now till here is the T head. So as you go down, see the TR. I once said before that every row, every by row, I mean from here now to here is a row. From here to here is a row. From here to here is a every row must start and end with the opening and closing tag of the TR. Then every cell, by cell I mean this thing now, this particular sandals now is a cell. This particular number is a cell. This particular year now is a cell. Every cell must start and end with the TD, which is the table data. Table data. So we do use T foot, but most persons doesn't use it. So in order not to confuse us more, let's just know that this is the basic elements we use in headings. We use in table. Now with this, you should now understand the basics of a table in HTML. We can also style it more by just adding, let me say, I can use, I can say now, I already used it in, let me say, border collapse. Yeah, I already used it here. say border collapse now. And say collapse now. It will collapse the whole borders and make it a single line. System there. You can see it now. You can see it. Let me zoom it more. Yeah. You can see that it collapsed. It collapsed the whole borders and only gave it these particular lines. But when if let me say if let me comment this out now, the borders will come out now. So we have a lot of styles. We have a lot of styles in tables. We also have a lot of attributes, which include the weight. We have padding, we have the hover, we have the letter spacings, we have the separate. There are many, but because of time factor, maybe another day we can elaborate more on it. Now, let's go over to forms. You now understand a little, let me say a little about table. Let's go over to forms. I'll just give the basics of forms. I won't go too deep into it. A HTML form is used to collect user input. The user input is most often sent to a server for processing. The form element itself, which is, let me give you an example. Let me comment. Okay, let me go to the one I've already written. Okay, let me comment this out. Form element itself, which is the form element, that it here. Form element itself is a container for different types of input elements, such as text fields, checkboxes, radio buttons, submit buttons. We have a lot of elements that we use under form elements, which I just listed out now. Now, the option element defines an option that can be selected by default. By default, the first item in the drop-down list is selected. Now, to define a pre-selected option, you can add the selected attributes to the option. The text area. The text area element defines a multi-line input field. For example, while filling a form now, you see, let me open a form here. Open this one here. Let me open a form I already on my system. They have sheets. So as I was saying, I might just explain some things in the form. So to define the text area element, it defines a multi-line input field. While filling a form now, you see some places where maybe they will ask you to define yourself or to explain something. That particular box where you click and start typing is what we call a text area. You have the field set element, which is used to group related data in the form. Now also the legend, which can also be used outside the form and inside the form. I need to show you guys some things. For example, now this is a form. This is a form which I already built out. You can see the action. I aligned it to the center for the div. You can see the input, and as you already know, every form should have an input and a label. Most importantly, an input is the most used element in a form. An input, most used elements in a form. You can see the type, which is the attributes you can use inside the input. Type attribute, the name attribute, the placeholder, the size. This is the inline styling. Now, you see this placeholder now. While filling up a field, you can see you can come online now, click on a form to fill. You see where they are writing search, or where they write input your email. Some you say input your phone number. All those texts you do see, whereas when you click on it, it will disappear. You start imputing your data. They are called the placeholder. The placeholder. Now this form now. You see this choose a username. Choose a username. Is the placeholder of this particular username. Enter your full name is the placeholder of this particular username. Now this particular place, this is where we call the text area. Text area. This particular place, is an input where you use the password attribute. This one, your search area. So this place now is what they call the radio button. The radio button, whereas when you click. So this is basically about form. It's basically about form. So Manuela, maybe you can elaborate more on this form. Can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you. Thank you very much.
From everything I
We've
said now, you
we've
can
come a
understand
long
what
way.
semantic. You can understand what a semantic HTML is using a particular element where it's supposed to be used, and not using another element that can also do the same thing, whereas it's not what you are supposed to use. Then come to table, understand where we use the elements, the T head, the T body, the T foot, the TH, which is the table header, the TD, which is the table data, and the TR, which is the table row. How we use it, and we saw how to use it. Then in form, you can see that we have the input, we have the label, and in the input we have you can see the name, the value, a lot of attributes. Now in the label we can see that is an very important. The label for and the ID attributes must be the same when you come to form. Yeah. The label for, inside the label you see the four attributes of a label element. It must be the same with the ID attributes in the input. So this is very important. Very important. Maybe some other day we can elaborate more on this particular form. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, Simeon, and thank you also, Ifoma, for a very wonderful session. You've actually given us an interesting introduction to semantic HTML, specifically forms and tables. And as we know, we will have a revision class on Friday. So on Friday, we will go deeper into these concepts and actually see them play out on a deeper level. So thank you very much, Ifoma. Thank you very much, Stilo Code, for today's session. I'm very sure that everyone here has learned at least one or two new things tonight. So thank you very much for that. It's already 10 o'clock, and it's time we end our session. So guys, the assignments for this week will be dropped by tomorrow morning. Ensure to do them and submit within the stipulated time frame. A follow-up class will happen on Friday, a revision class, just to ensure that everyone has a good grasp of these concepts. So once again, if you ever have any confusion or any questions regarding anything that has been taught so far, or anything generally relating to web development, feel free to drop your questions in our group chat, and you will get answers. If you're not subscribed to Blockchain UNN YouTube channel, you have the chance to do that now. Um, a lot of our sessions will be happening here, so you need to be subscribed to at least get first-hand information when we drop content like this. So thank you, everyone, and I think we would have to call it a night here, and I will see you again on Friday. Thank you once again, Stiloko. Thank you, Ifoma. Thank you, everyone, for coming around and for sticking around till now. The recording will be available on our YouTube channel. You can always go back and rewatch and get a better grasp on some certain things that you probably missed. So yeah, thank you everyone, and have a good night.